Infowars is one of the primary driving factors behind the biggest upset to the New World Order in decades, the election of President Donald Trump. Now, those globalists want to make it be known that we may have won the battle, but they are still fighting the war. This is that same shadow government that's trying to slowly take out the Trump administration, dismantle his agenda by ensuring that the intelligence agencies have no oversight, for instance. Well, now that same shadow government, those same groups are trying to use their leverage to take out the alternative media, the truthful media, the media that is able to connect with the masses to wake up humanity. They want to let it be known that in a typical asymmetrical warfare tactic, they are going to take out one of our supply lines. Today, Infowars has been banned from one of the largest advertising platforms in the world. And this is their own words in the flyer that they sent to us. This was due to our support of Donald J. Trump. They said it was because we are political. It's political content on our website. This is an unprecedented attack on the liberty movement and free speech. Now, this is a platform that Infowars has utilized over the years. This is something that we're able to use to promote our high quality products to millions across the web. And it's those high quality products, of course, is what we use. That's their main source of our self-funding. And now they have cut off a supply line that we use to promote that to people out there in the world by the millions. So this is a critical blow. And so in response, we've launched a massive Defend Infowars special that's going on at InfowarsStore.com right now. Tomorrow, we're going to be launching the Defense of Liberty 13-hour special broadcast starting at 11 a.m. Central. We're going to go all the way till midnight. But this is the time to fight back, to let them know that they might try to dismantle us, but we are not going to take this lying down. But this is an all-out assault all across the web. We are seeing any dissenting opinion being taken out. Just for instance, Reddit is now blocking pro-Trump forum from the new visitors homepage. So if you're a new visitor there, you're not even going to see the Donald appear on the discussion sites, popular or all, anything that's very trending. Anyone who's a visitor to the site is not even going to see this very popular community. And the CEO, Steve Huffman, says that they're cracking down on toxic users and poorly behaving communities. He announced that last November. This is, of course, just in line with what Twitter is saying as well, is that they're going to start pushing tweets down that are low quality, whatever that means. But what we've seen is that this is an assault on conservatives mainly, and people with any dissenting opinion, people who are not ashamed to speak out against Hillary Clinton or this globalist agenda, people who are pro-Trump in support of the Trump agenda. These are people who are being silenced, wiped away altogether. They're being sent down the memory hole. But as Owen Schroyer is about to point out, in some cases, it's definitely backfiring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the power structure and the internet control grid are in an all-out assault right now against Infowars.com. The latest bombshell story, which is on Infowars.com right now, major ad agency suspends Infowars over support for Trump, discriminatory move based on political content of website. Major advertising agency AdRoll has suspended its syndication of Infowars product ads across millions of websites and platforms due to our support for Donald Trump. This is an attempt to cut our revenue, cut our exposure, and to cut or to delegitimize ourselves as a news source. So what I'm asking you is to have the Streisand effect take place here, like we've seen throughout the course of this Donald Trump movement. For example, Ivanka Trump's perfume soars to #1 bestseller on Amazon despite boycotts. We just had Joy Villa's record sales up by 18 million after wearing a Trump dress to the Grammys. And let's not forget Trump's victory. Look at what everyone was saying across the world. Shock and uncertainty at Trump's victory. So help us shock the world. And in the face of their censorship, in the face of their effort to delegitimize us, help us take Infowars to the next level. Go to InfowarsStore.com. That's where you can support us. That's where you can fund us. That's how you can help take us to the next level.
I'm here to say, and this is the reason why I came to see you, Alex, is you are one of the very few who are operating under this theory to be an independent American. in a big way. If your calling is media, fine. If your calling is sports, whatever it is, but you've got to be the greatest you can be now. I don't know why they've been successful in pushing everybody into these little ghettos of these Facebooks and these tweets and these Instagrams, these Instas. This is ghetto. This is ghetto. This is corporate. They're taking your energy. They're taking your energy and you're getting nothing in return. Nothing.
They're dumbing the language down. Twitter's designed to reduce the language directly out of 1984. It's ingsoc.
I had a Supreme Court justice tell me to my face, it's over for me. I said, Matt, it's over for you. They've got the votes now to enforce copyright law. You're out of there. They're going to make it so headlines, you can't even use headlines. To have a Supreme Court justice say that to my face, that it's over. They've got the votes, which means time is limited. Time is not forever. How many more moons and sunrises will you see in your life? Rise and fall. There's not that many. It's a small amount. So for people to be saying with this attitude, oh, I'll get on with my life and my greatness sometime. No, you can't.
We're being enslaved now, and that's it. Under the TPP, they admit you can't put a headline to the New York Times. You're sending massive traffic to them. They're claiming you're taking their words. This is insane.
And you had the Justice Stephen Breyer said we need to look at a global law. Now, remember just recently...
Getting it lined up with it.
So they're getting ready for these decisions to come. You thought Obamacare was shocking. You thought some of these other decisions were shocking. Wait until these copyright laws work their way up and the Supreme Court decides you cannot have a website with news headlines linking across the board.
So while we can definitely have some wins pushing back against this agenda, there are going to be some casualties along the way if you're someone who is not afraid to speak out, specifically on social media. A teacher was reassigned after praising Trump's action on immigration. This is an elementary school teacher in Collier County, Florida, reassigned to administrative duties over a Facebook post. This was during the Day Without Immigrants. A computer lab instructor, Veronica Fleming, says the funny part about immigrants staying home is the rest of us who pay for them are here at work like we've always been. Looks like less mouths to feed today. And of course, this didn't sit well with the parents of the students there. 96% of those are minorities. So of course, again, here with this immigrants, it's not the immigrants, it's the illegal immigrants here that the country is upset with, that Donald Trump is talking about deporting. But we can expect to see more firings, more reassignments, because these are actions that are going to be continually this onslaught to try to ram through this agenda. And we talked to you a little bit about these left-wing activist groups, the releasing the anti-Trump training manual for the protests. Well, these protests are expected to go all out until February 28th. But of course, the opposition efforts are going to continue until the 2018 midterms. So this is the Obama Tide Group Organization for Action, a hard left activist group. They've been promoting their newest training manual aimed at short-circuiting GOP legislators who actually want to repeal Obamacare, want to build a real border wall, and properly vet immigrants entering the United States. So they're going to show up to these town halls and harass the GOP, any Republicans there, and especially Republicans who think they're in these safe districts. They're going to be attacking them, calling them in, sending these flyers. So you know what? It's up to us who feel like we're safe because Donald Trump won the election and all these Republicans are in the House and we feel like we need to show up as well. We need to go to these town halls. We need to call them. We need to send in postcards and say, you know what? I do support this. I'm thankful that you voted this way. And don't just let them get hit with all of this these negative activists who want to dismantle what people voted en masse for, because you know what's coming in 2018 if we don't push back. Socialists, democratic socialists have made major headway in the U.S. after Trump's win. Their numbers have actually tripled. And they are unlike most mainstream Democrats because the Democratic Socialists of America have a long-term vision of a democratic socialist society in the vein of countries like Sweden and Denmark. Of course, they never want to talk about Venezuela, where the average citizen there has lost 20 pounds in the last year because they have no food.
Well, the establishment is doing everything to try to undermine the Democratic election of Donald Trump, including going to new levels of changing the Electoral College process. Take a look at this. Senate bill passes, Electoral College votes go to winner of popular vote. Senator Mimi Stewart passed Senate Bill 42, which would allocate New Mexico's Electoral College votes to the winner of the national popular vote. Wow. That would totally undermine the state power of New Mexico, and New Mexican citizens should be furious about this. She says New Mexico is overlooked by presidential candidates because it is not seen as a battleground state or swing state. That's funny. Trump actually went to New Mexico. Hillary Clinton did not, and Clinton still won that state. Enacting the legislation would join New Mexico in an agreement with the group of states that make up the National Popular Vote Compact and who would allocate their electoral votes to the winner of the popular vote. To date, 10 states and D.C. have passed legislation needed to enter the compact for a combined total of 165 electoral votes. The current system, this is a quote from Mimi Stewart, the current system of electing the president of the United States leads to the voices of New Mexico's voters being overlooked and ignored. If changed, though, 86% of the counties that voted Trump would feel the same way that she's feeling about New Mexico, which ended up going for Clinton anyway. The legislation now continues to the House of Representatives, where it will be heard in committee before it is considered by the entire chamber. So this is the left's final desperate attempt to end the republic with the power of the inner city vote.
In case you haven't heard, Infowars has become the most influential media outlet in America. We're making freedom go viral. And now we are proud to announce a new weapon in the epic battle against the globalists. Infowars Prime, where you can watch live high-definition feeds of The Alex Jones Show, plus exclusive insider videos from the Infowars crew and behind-the-scenes action. Go to Infowars.com/app and download today. Infowars Prime is available right now for your iPhone or Android. You will have access to exclusive videos that you can't see anywhere else. And that means live coverage of events and breaking news on location as it happens. You can also take advantage of amazing deals from the Infowars store that are only available for Infowars Prime subscribers. That's Infowars Prime at Infowars.com/app. And if you can hear my voice, you are the resistance.